And now, live from New York City via Los Angeles, California, it's time for The View from Over Here with the man who has a view for all seasons, your host, Stan Weisleder.
2 bars, 1 bar.
Okay, go. Go, Stan.
Hey there, everybody out there. This is Stan Weisleder on The View from Over Here. We are broadcasting from the Mark Grouse studio or podcasting, depending on which century you live in.
I think it's podcasting because broadcasting means
broadcasting.
Does that mean we're live broadcasting or on terrestrial radio?
Maybe it could be broadcast and recorded. Or like in the old days, it was on Cinefilm or something like that. Way back, that's before your time and before your time. Anyway, we here in the studio, the Mark Grouse studio, and with me today, as always, is Malcolm Burman,
and
our producer.
What's the name of the show?
I already said the name of the show. Again? Why?
Again.
Are these people deaf?
No, because maybe they just tuned in now.
The name of the show, for crying out loud, is The View from Over Here.
And where can it be heard?
It can be heard all over the world on malcolmdigitalradio.com.
Okay.
And don't forget the .com, otherwise it won't go through. And you can hear this, see this, watch it anywhere, anytime.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, turn it on.
You could wake up 4 o'clock in the morning because you have insomnia and listen to the show and fall asleep.
Fall asleep. People don't fall asleep after listening and watching the show.
Introduce our guest.
Our guest. We have a guest. Son of a gun. Why didn't you tell me, Malcolm? I was wondering who this guy is here. I thought
Some guy just sort of snuck in.
Yeah, maybe I thought maybe it's the landlord for the ground. He didn't pay the rent or something. The rent. Yeah. Anyway, Bill Jones. How the hell are you, Bill?
Bill A. Jones.
Well, that's true.
It is A. Bill Jones, and his name is Bill A. Jones.
Yes, indeed. You're correct, Stan.
What does the A stand for?
The A stands for Adrian.
Adrian.
My mom picked that out of a book because she wanted to name me after her father, who was William Houston Taylor. And instead of using Houston, which my grandfather didn't like, she picked a name out of a book, and it's Adrian.
Are you
Bill
from Texas?
A. Jones. I'm from Nashville, outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, really? I used to go to Nashville
Tennessee.
every year, and then the group stopped going.
Right.
Yeah, my company used to be a sponsor of the Nashville Screenwriters competition every year. And I think it last year was, 2014, because the guy who was running it, he died.
Well,
damn, yeah, nerve of him to die.
Last time he'll do that.
Yeah.
My gosh.
And when he left or died, it fell apart. No one else wanted to take over.
That's too bad.
It was a great thing. It was a 4-day weekend that was tax deductible. We had a blast.
We like tax deductible.
Anyway, Bill, I actually originally met you when you were doing the Horace Heidt luau.
It was very nice to meet you there. Yes, indeed. I was a guest vocalist with the band. We had a lot of fun.
Speaking of vocalists, did you bring a CD?
I brought a couple of CDs, actually.
I gave it to
Can
Aaron.
he play them, or he doesn't know how?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got a little bit of something. I've got a couple of CDs. The one that I first recorded was called Frankly. 3 guesses as to whose music I appropriated for that. Mr. Sinatra, of course. And then the other one is actually closer and thematic to what I'm going to be doing this coming weekend. It's called The CD is called I've Heard That Song, Big Band Songbook. And this weekend I'll be starting a show in Northern California called Battle of the Big Bands, Glenn Miller versus Tommy Dorsey.
All right.
Now, how did you get to you're a little too young to remember the big band era.
But Malcolm, he likes that.
I know.
I do.
I have 3 daughters, okay? The middle one, our middle daughter, Jill, who happens to be a staff photographer for the Dodgers, like 20 years. She takes pictures, whatever. Okay, she's there at the stadium. She has her own website. That's a plug for her. But anyway, I just wanted to get in the fact that when it comes to that kind of music, she thinks Frank Sinatra belongs in the classical section. Okay? Her favorite music is, for instance, the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
All
right.
But Frank Sinatra, it's like, wow, that's another planet.
Well, the question is, how did you get into do it?
Well, that is a good question because I grew up in a musical family outside of Nashville. and we performed country music as a little kid. As a matter of fact, I tell this in my nightclub act about growing up in Middle Tennessee, and I used to sing things like I'm an Okie from Muskogee, and Folsom Prison Blues as a 6-year-old, and what have you. But somewhere in my teens, I discovered something else. The album that sort of, that unfortunately that came much later. I was a very religious family, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But no, I discovered.
People who are religious still.
Of course, or else there would be no more of those religious people.
But only when they're married.
Yes, exactly. Only that's right. That's the theory. But
how do you know?
The Bing Crosby Christmas album was sort of my entree into this kind of music because my mom and dad had the Columbia Record Club. Remember that?
Oh, right.
Where they would send you an album every week, and so they had the Bing Crosby Christmas album, and I fell in love with that, and I would crank it up starting in September, much to my family's chagrin. And still to this day, my brother and my sister, if they're out in a mall during the holiday season and they hear Mele Kalikimaka come on, they sort of do this involuntary sort of cringe.
They remember.
Because I burned that sucker. I played that so much. It was insane. But that sort of introduced me to something besides country music or rock and roll, which was on the radio.
Interesting that you mentioned Bing Crosby. When I was a kid, you'd listen to the radio. We didn't have TV. And I would always hear Bing Crosby on the radio. He was big on the radio back then, a long time ago, before you were born. Anyway, and I was not a great fan of his until I heard him sing White Christmas.
Yeah.
In the movie, I think
White
the
Christmas.
movie was called
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, yeah.
1942.
And you know who wrote that?
That Jewish guy.
Irving Berlin?
That's right.
In fact, you know,
Izzy Balin it was before he changed the name. Yeah, exactly.
I think the 2 or 3 top Christian, I guess, songs were written by Irving Berlin, a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
And he also wrote God Bless America.
And Easter Parade.
Did he write Easter Parade?
He wrote Easter
In
Parade,
fact,
exactly.
I think he was excommunicated by his rabbi.
You know, he's had over 100 songs published. How many he wrote, who knows? But he had over 100 actually published, and many of them were big sellers.
Oh, yeah. Well, Irving Berlin was just such a fabulous writer, so
He
very
was a
accessible.
genius. But anyway, we're not here to talk about him.
Who's
We're talking about you.
Who's your favorite composer? Do you have one?
Ooh, that's so hard. I specialize these days in the standards, in the Great American Songbook, as Mr. Tony Bennett once dubbed it a long time ago. And so that includes, Gershwin, that includes Cole Porter, it includes, of course, Irving Berlin. It includes Harold Arlen. It includes Harry Warren, for example, an under-heralded songwriter, wonderful songwriter, and many others. Johnny Mercer, what amazing lyrics, but he also wrote music as well. So all of those writers, there was a great craft of that music in that era, and it just appealed to me. And as I continued to explore the music, departing past Bing Crosby and the Christmas album and other things, and then in my teens discovering a radio station out of Nashville that was playing standards back in the day.
In fact, there's another composer. He writes or wrote mostly for Broadway musicals, writing music and lyrics. The name escapes me.
Cole Porter wrote both.
But he did the words, the lyrics, or what they call the book for West Side Story.
Well, Leonard Bernstein did the music.
Sondheim.
Yeah.
Stephen Sondheim?
Stephen Sondheim.
Did the lyrics for West Side Story, and then he did music for a bunch of other things.
Yeah, he started writing his music as well as the lyrics.
So there's a multi-talent for
I know
you.
the music was Lenny. Well, I call him Lenny because he's a nice kid.
Yeah, good Jewish kid.
Yeah, nice Jewish boy.
I can say that because I married into the tribe.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then you're accepted.
Good. I'm amongst friends here.
Well, actually, you know what? They had a thing on TV. I don't know. About last year I saw it. I think it was on one of these educational channels, and it had backgrounds on all of the people that contributed or helped make Broadway as famous and as big as it was. And so many of them were Jewish people, Jewish guys.
Oh, yeah, tremendous.
They wrote the music, like Harold Arlen. wrote the lyrics, and so anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
Anyway, we do have some music, and I don't know whether we can play it. Aaron, can you try to see if you could pump that in?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
All right. This is a little snippet from my first album, Frankly.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We can dump out of it early, that way we get back to talk. If we want to, if we have time, we can do a little bit of something from the second album where I do Don't Sit on the
She
Apple
gets
Tree.
too hungry for dinner at 8.
That's you.
She loves the
It is.
theater,
He saw me
but
sing.
she never comes late. She never bothers with people she hates. And that is why this lady is a tramp.
Okay, Aaron,
Doesn't like dice games.
kill it.
That's one of my favorite numbers. I really like that one. And you do it really
Thank
great.
you very much.
Terrific.
Thank
Well, I was surprised actually when you did. I mean, I hope Horace doesn't, hear this, but that the fact that you were so good, I was wondering why you did that.
I was honored because
Horace
Hyde.
You have to listen to
him and his dad were a big time band.
I mean, Horace's father, of course, very big band leader in the 30s, 40s, 50s, had his own TV show. And then Horace Jr. has sort of taken on the cause of keeping big bands alive and this kind of music alive. And so I honor that. And I honor the fact that he's done that luau in the Valley for 49 years.
49
or
years,
like that.
yeah.
And so to me, it was an honor to be asked to perform. Next year, instead of just the small group, he's going to bring in the full big band, he told me.
So you're
And,
going to
that
do
would be
the
a lot of fun.
50th anniversary?
If I'm asked, and I certainly hope that I am.
Well, if
Stan.
I have anything to do with it, you'll be asked.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of fun. And that first CD, that was just before I got cast on GLEE. And people, I got cast as newscaster Rod Remington, and people, who knew me said, "Oh, did they cast you because you sing?" And actually, no, they didn't. They didn't. And it's a true but sad story. We were halfway through the first season, and the show was just beginning to blow up really big. And we had a cast party after we had shot episode 13.
Lucky 13.
Yes, indeed. And they had a karaoke set up. Matt Morrison, one of the stars of the show, gets up, sings a song. My wife, you have to listen to your wife, gentlemen. My wife tells me, "Bill, get up right now." And so I got up and I did Mac the Knife. It's a song that I do pretty well. And I tore the room apart. I really did, with no false modesty.
And then you got the job.
Well, I had the job. I was already cast as
You got
Rod
a different-
Remington, and they had already sort of made the role larger because they liked what I did. But Matt Morrison motions me over, and they're still applauding at this point. People are still going crazy.
And he said, "Kid, you didn't tell me you could sing like that, kid."
Matt said, "I'm going to tell you something that none of these guys at this table are going to tell you, but I think you just wrote yourself a number for the second season." I look over, and one of the three big producers, Brad Falchuk, is doing like a Swami bow to me. Ryan Murphy, very big producer, is doing this little opera clap to me, and all of the other producers. And so that he said, I think you wrote a number in the second act. At the end of 6 seasons, they never got around to me. So go
they
show
blew it.
business.
And your wife said to you, "See, you listen to me. I told you."
I originally heard Mac the Knife sung by Jerry Orbach, I think it was.
Oh, my.
At Theater de Lys, Three
long,
Pennies
long,
Opera
long,
in
long
Greenwich
time.
Village.
Oh, my goodness. And
He
the
played-
Kurt Weill thing. And
He played
production.
Three Penny Opera.
Oh, my Lord. Before was this before Darren did
This
the
is before
recording?
Bobby Darin.
Yeah.
This was probably
Bobby
someplace.
Darin made it more famous,
This was
but
probably,
Jerry
this was
Orbach
probably
goes way
someplace
back.
in the mid to late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have seen him also in it. I know we saw it, but I don't remember. who
Well,
played
he
it.
also, I don't know if I remember if I saw him, he did the Fantastics.
Yeah, he originated the role of El Gallo, a role that I had the pleasure of doing on stage in Nashville before I moved out here, because that's where I'm from, to all of our people on video. And love doing the role, and of course the song, try to remember.
Do it a cappella, I love that.
Oh, my Lord.
Sorry to
I'm
impose.
not
upon
warmed
you.
up.
Yeah.
Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. That's enough of that.
I get jealous of you because I love singing, and every time I start to sing, everybody says, "Shut up, shut up."
Well,
no.
it's an inborn talent. Either you have it or you don't
How
have
much
it.
training did you do?
Well, I have had a fair amount of training. I mean, I grew up again in a family that was fairly musical. I grew up in a denomination. I didn't grow up, around folks who were Jewish, and fortunately that changed when I married my wife. Exactly.
Did you gospel?
But we sang in a congregation that had no instrumental backing behind the singing, so it was all a cappella. And so you developed a fairly good ear from that and from the country music that I sang, with the family, growing up. But I did have training later on because there were a lot of bad habits and things like that. So starting in college, I had some vocal training. Then after college, I studied with this wonderful lady who just passed away about a year or so ago, Lucille David in Nashville, who had toured with the Robert Shaw Chorale, if you remember that name. Wonderful classical conductor, and had toured with him all over Europe and was a soloist. And so she came from a very classical training, and so she would put me up against the wall and improve my posture and do all of these exercises with me and the diaphragmatic breathing and all of that stuff.
But
and then,
Bill, you
and
had
it helped a heck of a
you
lot.
had more than the training. You had
It
natural
helps.
ability.
There's
without which all the training in the world won't help.
Well, I have an opinion about that. Sometimes there are people who are born with just oodles of talent. So much talent, it just oozes out of their pores. But sometimes they don't have the discipline to necessarily channel it in a way that makes it all work. And then there are people who are born with maybe the middle part, a medium amount of talent. But they go out and they work and they cultivate and they try to make themselves better. And they practice, and they're very diligent. I'm not one of those people. But
what do you think of some of these kids you see on TV now, and they're usually females? They're anywhere from 9 to 13 years old, and they sing like operatic.
I get blown away.
Holy,
Did you ever
how did they
blown
ever
away.
learn that? How did they ever get to be that
Did-
good
did-
at such a young age?
Did you ever watch America Got Talent?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm blown away by people, all the time. And joking about the medium talent and the high talent. I'm not as diligent as I ought to be, but I have worked at trying to improve my craft, and so I consider myself somewhere in that mid-range. And the fact that I keep trying to do it and keep trying to get better with the singing, keep trying to get better with the acting and voiceover, which I do as well. All of those things.
What is voiceover?
do.
I hear
voiceover.
that all the time.
Well, someone has to read stuff, that's not seen, someone who's not seen on camera.
For commercials.
basically,
For
or
commercials?
Commercials or
or-
animation?
or even industrial training
Well,
films,
for animation,
that kind of a
don't
thing.
they use people who are very well known? So
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No.
Okay.
Well,
No.
as a matter of fact, where we're here now is very.
They do
there's
a lot of recording that.
voiceovers.
Do a
I don't know
lot.
if-
Okay.
I don't know
Do
if
a
you're
lot.
familiar
I
with
recorded
this
part
place.
of my demo right in this room,
Oh.
I believe.
So
Years
this is
ago.
an old place. You've been
Yeah, no,
here
I haven't
before.
been in here for a while, unfortunately. But I do.
Now, what do you
love
like
that.
better in the industry that you're in? Do you like the acting better, or do you like the singing better, or do you want to be on Broadway?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, that's so hard to answer, and people have asked me that a lot over the years. It's hard to answer because if you're working with someone truly fabulous, like Jane Lynch, I've had the chance to work with Jane a lot on GLEE.
She's very attractive. you
Well,
know?
Jane is fabulous, and I was her love interest for a little while in the first season, and besides which, she's just a great person, and she's very secure in who she is as a performer. So if you get the laugh line, she does not, as has happened to me over the years, go off in a corner, chat with the director, and then the director comes back in about 2 or 3 minutes and says, "We're changing that line. The stars." But instead, she will take that line and then respond to it in such a way that it makes it even bigger. That's the guy. It's like playing with a really great tennis player.
Right. Most of the really talented
Oh, yeah.
people are
And
like that. Joan
and
Sherry.
Jane is like that. So if you're working with someone like a Jane Lynch, and you're doing a scene like the scene where she walks in on me and my co-anchor with my co-anchor's legs around my waist in the first season, and we're doing that and just having fun, it's brilliant. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. But then again, When I'm on stage and I finish a song and you've got this fabulous big band behind you, maybe with a Sinatra arrangement, and you're done and the people immediately respond to you,
yeah.
it's fabulous.
It's live.
So, and that's one of the challenges of film and television. Although I did a show recently that had a live studio audience. I did a show called The Soul Man with Cedric the Entertainer, and they had the live studio audience.
Not
and
too
that
many
was
of
so
those.
great. Not too many of
No.
those left. And that was fabulous because you got an immediate reaction. You knew that your line was working or it wasn't, and that was great fun to me. It was like doing a one act.
Otherwise, if it's a film and they say cut, you don't know if you
That's the
bombed
thing.
or whatever.
That's the thing. It's such a. It's tough. Sometimes, the director will yell cut, and once in a while you'll hear spontaneous applause from the crew, and if you do, that's incredible high praise.
Yeah,
It really
if
is.
the crew gives a
if
good
the crew,
high
yeah,
sign,
exactly.
then
Have you
you're good.
done Broadway or?
Have not done Broadway, but-
Any off-Broadway shows?
I've
or
done
musicals?
Broadway type musicals in Nashville, and I moved out here, and shortly after I arrived back in
Yeah.
never mind how long ago, I went and auditioned at a place or two, and I discovered that for the Civic Light Opera companies here in Los Angeles and what have you, that they were hiring people who had just come off of the national tour, and those people could dance. And that's always been my problem, That's been my challenge, my Achilles heel, my 5 left feet, and so.
Can't you fake it?
Well, that's the thing. I occasionally I'll go out on a dance floor and I will act like I'm a dancer, but
Well, you're
I'm
an
not
actor,
Well, there you
so-
go. It's like John O'Hurley won the first season of Dancing with the Stars, I believe it was, and he had that bearing about him. That wonderful posture and the mystery and the look and all of that, and that's part of the ballroom dance
it's acting.
phenomenon. It's exactly right.
Yeah, well,
It's
that's
acting.
ballroom dancing is attitude.
Yeah, and he had the attitude in spades. So I don't know. If someone were to work with me diligently, I could learn stuff. And actually, I stopped doing stage. I was out here. I did a wonderful production of On Golden Pond with Marcia Hunt.
Oh,
you guys remember
yeah.
Marcia?
I
Marcia,
remember her.
And I remember the
wonderful.
play. I love that play.
And Bill Wyndham, William Wyndham, was in that as well. We did that at Santa Clarita Rep. Anyway, it was up in Thousand Oaks.
That was with Katharine Hepburn.
And the movie version was.
Yeah, with
and
Henry
Marcia
Fonda and
Hunt made
Katharine
you
Hepburn.
forget Katharine Hepburn. She was just radiant on stage. And she is now, I think, 99. There's a documentary about her life called Marcia Hunt's Sweet Adversity. I
She's
think it is.
99 now?
Yeah, and she's still radiant. Anyway, that was one of the last plays I did because shortly after that, Karen and I conceived and our first child was born. And the amount of time that you have to give to a stage play is tremendous. You have to put a lot of time into rehearsals, and then there's the run, and
then
it
working
doesn't
every
pay
night
that
if-
well.
Bill, how many kids
comparatively.
do you have?
Got 2 kids.
Do you want them to be in your business?
Oh, no.
Well,
Oh,
wait a minute.
no.
What if they want to be?
Well,
There's a lot of kids of entertainers
I have a son that we,
want to do that.
I know. And if my father had been Kirk Douglas, I would have a much better chance on getting into this business better than what I have had.
Yeah, well,
I'll say that.
Kirk Douglas' son didn't do too bad.
Well, yeah, Michael's done very well.
But he's
Not
a-
all of
he's a
his
talented-
sons
but
did
not all
well.
of his sons, yeah.
Can
My
he
father
sing?
was a truck driver. I mean, if I had wanted to be a truck driver, I would have had a much better opportunity getting into that industry.
You'd be easy to get into
be
the
in the
union.
union.
I would have been right. But my daughter actually has a better ear as far as singing is concerned than I do. She's 13 and she's in the Millikan Middle School Performing Arts
That's where my kids
Academy.
went to.
Oh, okay, yeah, and she was in one of the shows this last year, and so she's half of the day doing academics and then half of the day learning how to dance and sing and act.
Well, she's
And,
learning how to dance because of you.
Because yes, exactly.
Bill, it's genetic.
Yeah. Yes,
And your son?
she says that is the word. And my son just started at UC Santa Cruz. He is about as far as you can get from that. He has no interest whatsoever. Although in 3rd grade, he sang a solo in one of the little school plays, and it was so beautiful and such a pure voice, it brought several of the mothers to tears. for the good reason. And not that it was that bad. But he has no interest whatsoever. He's a computer engineering kid. And so, hopefully he will go out and make lots of money so that he can support his mother and father in the manner to which we would like to become.
Yeah, that's what I tell.
customer.
That's what I tell my boys also. One goes to UC Santa Barbara,
There
the
you
other
go.
goes to Cal Poly, St.
Oh,
Louis
my.
Obispo.
Yeah.
We went to visit.
We visited both of those.
And we went to Santa Cruz. It reminded me of when I lived in the village in the late 60s, early 70s. You have a lot of the old hippies.
I was
They're
there
there.
once. It sort of reminded me of Coney Island.
On the
If you
boardwalk.
go down to the boardwalk. you're
Yeah.
right.
Anyway,
Yeah,
guys,
it does.
time is up.
Oh, my
Oh, God,
gosh.
so fast. Whoa, wow.
That was so fun.
Where can people reach you?
Go to my website, BillAJones.com. You
Remember
can sign
the A.
up for my totally shameless self-promotional email list. And I will be appearing in Northern California starting October 1. That's this Saturday in San Jose, the 2nd in Folsom, and then for the next several dates in a show called Battle of the Big Bands, Glenn Miller versus Tommy Dorsey. You can find more information on that at battleofthebigbands.com.
One last question.
No, wait. Aaron,
What-
play another cut. Any
Do
cut.
we have enough time?
The first
Right,
cut
and-
of the other CD.
First
would
cut
be
of
great.
the other
While he's
CD.
getting
See if
ready,
you can get it,
when are you
and we'll
working
just
on
go
your
out with it.
autobiography?
Oh, my autobiography.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a name for it.
Which is?
It's Son of Truck Driver. And here's the second line underneath it. Hopelessly lost, but making good time. So,
Cute. Okay.
Speaking about truck drivers, did you read the story where now they're trying to order to make it,
make them driverless.
make them driverless, the
Good
truck?
Lord.
Okay, anyway, guys, we're just going to go out with this music. See you next week. Thanks very much, Bill.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, Stan.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, this is one of the songs we'll do at the thing. Yeah.
Popular during World War II.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The gals who are backing me do the Andrews Sisters type thing. They had a hit on it. They adapted the modern airs, 4-part harmony down to 3, and it worked out pretty well.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else
So,
but
there you go.
me.